Hey guys, hope you had a great last week, and I hope your week this week is off to a great start. Welcome to another episode. Just gonna keep it going. Welcome to another episode of the Six Pod. Support this platform by buying me a Whopper at buymeacoffee.com/the Six Pod. All my links are in my link tree. Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, Rumble, Threads, X. It will be a little bit delayed on the Apple Podcast platforms or podcasts in general. So just be sure to check this episode out on YouTube. I'll keep you guys updated, or you'll probably be updated if you're already subscribed. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube, turn on the notifications bell so you guys get first access or immediate access to the episodes. Subscribe to any podcast platform that you might be listening to, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify, whatever the case may be. And then I don't know if they have notification bells as well, but make sure you subscribe and you get first access, as I mentioned. Then we'll go from there. I want to address, I guess, why I took a step back, a necessary step back, past couple days, past week, with the regarding the content I've been posting this last month, especially last week. I I was tunnel vision. I was irresponsible, and quite frankly, I was selfish. Last week was heavy, and heavy is an understatement in this context. I put my loved ones in a bad spot. Here I am calling people out for putting me in a bad spot with the content I've posted thus far. And here I am guilty of doing the same. Yeah. To my loved ones who I put in a bad spot, I fucked up. I'm sorry. After speaking with people who I trust with my life, they helped me take a step back, navigate through this chapter, and guided me on how to move forward. Thank you guys so much for everything. Where I'm at right now, I just said, Rowan, reflect, reassess, reconfigure. Especially nowadays, I rarely make the same mistake twice, and I will do my best to keep that reputation going. If anybody has any questions or any curiosity whether or not I'm going to continue to share my journey from the past 5 years, I will. However, I will not do it in the way that I've done so far, not do it in the way I've done thus far. Um, for those first time listeners, thank you for hopping on and giving this a shot. For those that have been listening since I got back, first and foremost, thank you. I'll be the first to say, if you haven't said it already, or maybe you've been thinking about it, I've been exploring multiple avenues in my return, whether that's through podcasts, content creation, topics that I'm discussing, things I want to get off my chest, things that have been floating in my head for X amount of time. Um, I'm at a point now. I just turned 36, and I'm at a point now where when that switch was flipped, the day my son was born, I said, "You gotta pick a lane on your morals and values, and you got to do your best, your the absolute best you can to stand by them." Anything I say or do or explore at this point, guys, if you don't know already, it's based off of what am I wanting to pass down to my son? Will I be happy if once he grows up and he starts to share his insight and where a lot of his thought processes come from, or how he goes about his way of life, and he references me, the things that he may potentially reference, the things I pass down to him, will I be happy with it? Will I be proud of what I pass down to him? So for anybody that may still be kind of confused with where I'm going at this point, or where I've been going with my content, that's been where that's been my foundational North Star, if you will, with how things have been going. What am I passing down to my son, and will I be proud of what I pass down to him? Example or examples: I will not allow myself to be disrespected, especially for X amount of time. I will never be comfortable seeing my loved ones be disrespected and for X amount of time. And even if it's not a direct interaction with me, or a direct interaction with my loved ones, just in general, I I'm at a point now in my life where if I'm not comfortable in an environment, whether that's how people interact in that environment, how decisions are made in that environment, if I see behaviors in that environment and I'm not comfortable with it, in my opinion, if I don't call it out and I allow myself to turn a blind eye, or I have it fall on deaf ears, I feel I am just responsible for whatever's going on in that environment just as much as me being a part of it. We're all guilty of, I'll speak for myself, but I'm guilty of witnessing things, knowing about things, hearing things, um, even dealing with things directly that I'm not on board with. But for the sake of the big picture, I don't say anything. So I'm at a point now where listen, I'm not, this ain't it. I can't rock with whatever's going on here. So it's best for me at that point to just separate myself from whatever environment that is. If I were to ask you guys and challenge you guys, or maybe just offer insight, if you guys, I, I won't sugarcoat it either. I won't even try to ignore this. I'm a loner. I like to be alone. At the very least, I'd like to be around my circle of trust. At the very least, at the very most, and that can be less than a handful, less than two handfuls of people. Before I was so thirsty to be around a large group of people and tried so hard to gain their acceptance, or at least not accept their opposite views towards the things I have views on. Now I'm at peace with who I'm okay with around, who I'm okay to be around, and who I'm okay to have around me. I'm uncomfortable with the idea that if if I don't say something myself, or if I don't take action myself, and action in this regard is walking away, there's an opportunity for another party or other parties to misrepresent me. There's only so much I can control, but the things I can control, I'm going to take that opportunity to do that. So I if people aren't reaching out to me to get my insight or my perspective on a certain situation, maybe they heard about, maybe through the grapevine, then I can't put too much weight on that, and I can't give that so much validation about how they think of me and how they think who I am. It's hard, right? Because you just want to prove everyone wrong, or to your supporters, you want to prove them right. It's it's unrealistic. It's unfair to my supporters who do know me inside out and know that who I am as a person, and I'm unfair to myself, because now I'm giving energy and attention to those detractors. As I mentioned earlier, I will continue to share my journey, just not in the same packaging as I've done thus far. And this is, I agree with them. My trusted circle, they're the ones who guided me through this chapter that I just experienced. And again, I trust them with my life. I'm going to take their insight to heart, because they've never steered me wrong, and I'll always be grateful for that. So to summarize, Once again, I was tunnel vision. I was irresponsible, and I was selfish. I put my loved ones in a bad spot. If I'm going to give energy to people who put me in a bad spot, then I got to give that same energy to me, to myself. I fucked up. To my loved ones, I'm sorry. Please know, and as a reminder to my supporters, I rarely make the same mistake twice. And I will do my best to keep that reputation going. Reflect, reassess, reconfigure. The foundation of my platform and the foundation of the things I say and the things I post is, what am I teaching my son? And am I going to be proud of, once he grows up, starts having his own insight and perspective, if he shares the things I pass down to him, am I going to be excited, happy, humbled, proud, or am I going to be embarrassed, ashamed? I will not accept being in environments that whatever's going on in it, I don't agree with. I will not allow myself to be disrespected. I will always be uncomfortable when my loved ones get disrespected. And again, if I reach a point where this ain't it, then I will walk away and I will lose zero sleep over it. Because again, what am I teaching my son? Whatever behavior is going on, whatever decisions are being made, whatever things that are being said that I'm uncomfortable with, I'm out. I'm out. Most of the time, it's just me being a loner, but a large chunk of it is because yeah, you won't see me around in large groups, very rarely, because whatever they got going on, I'm not down with. Like Stephanie Sai said, I'm going to leave the party. Um, what to look forward moving forward, guys? I absolutely love the date fails. I didn't realize I had so much. It speaks to maybe how trash my game is. I do have conquests, guys. Your boy has some wins. Has some wins under his belt, or has. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. But yeah, the date fails are freaking hilarious. Great stories, just great stories. You know, everybody things played out the way that they were supposed to play out. It's just fun. It's just great stories to reflect on. So it's hilarious. And I absolutely love giving flowers. Those are definitely the two that will stay consistent. In terms of covers, in terms of music, in terms of other things I want to get off my chest, I'll just say it's fluid, guys. I'll say it's fluid. I mean, we're 1 month in, 3 days into the second month. I'm infamous for being fluid and changing things up or tweaking things and reconfiguring things on the fly. You know, I'm obviously working towards more of a solidified schedule, and you guys, or solidified type of content. and you guys will get that with the flowers as well as the failed dates. However, the other stuff, it's just going to be fluid. It's just going to be fluid, and I hope you guys are okay with that. But if not, that's more than fine. We definitely have at least the date fails to look forward to consistently, as well as the flowers. So you guys are seeing me work through all of this in real time. I'm not going to duck. I'm not going to duck. The good things you guys are seeing, let's celebrate together. And the not so great things, I got to eat it. I have to eat it. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You guys see me when I fuck up. And I have to own that. I want to own that. Oh. Yeah. So just to summarize, I guess, in terms of what to keep an eye on moving forward, something's going on with the podcast audio avenue or the path. So especially for this episode and the other ones in the short term, subscribe to my YouTube. All the links are in my link tree. Turn on the notifications bell so you're one of the first, if not the first person to access the new episodes. And then just keep if you haven't already, subscribe to me to the podcast through wherever you listen to your podcast. And I'll keep you guys updated, or you guys will stay updated by subscribing. Then we'll go from there. Yeah, sorry, I just got a text. Regardless, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If you can take 0.5% to 1% of value, of relatability to my platform, to this platform, that's more than enough for me to keep going. Again, foundation of why I'm doing this is I'm doing this for me. Then I'm doing it for my loved ones. Then I'm doing it for my supporters. And people who aren't supporters, maybe at least for this time, or at least for now, you can still find some value through this platform. And let's just keep rocking out. Thank you guys. Stay tuned. I got the next episode coming up for you shortly, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys. Take care. Oh, beforehand, forgot my shameless plugs. Got to get the shameless plugs in. Support this platform by buying me a Whopper. $5 Whopper sandwich only is over. I'm freaking sad about that, but hey, buy me a Whopper at buymeacoffee.com/the6pod. All my links are in my link tree. Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spot. I think there's notification bells now too with Instagram. So yeah, just give it, make sure all the toggle all them on. I'm not, no obligation. I'm just saying, just to keep up to date with this stuff. If you're finding value with this platform, that's the easiest and most efficient way for you to gain access, or at least be one of the first people to gain access. Instagram, Apple Podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to any podcast that you listen on. Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Turn on the notifications bell so you get the notifications right away on new posts. TikTok, Reddit, Twitch, Rumble, Threads, X. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next episode. Appreciate you.